Hey, um, I've been a bit hesitant about making this video because I guess I'm worried about how people might react, but I decided to make it anyway because I think it's good to talk about stuff. This video is about my gender. I thought I'd do like a chronological type thing from when I first started thinking about it. From my early teens and possibly before, I'd get people thinking I was a boy because of presumably my haircut, but possibly the way I carried myself and stuff. And I quite liked that. Like, I enjoyed um, people not knowing, people looking at me and some people thinking I was a boy and some people thinking I was a girl. Um, I never really identified with being a girly girl. Like the way that girls dressed at my school wasn't a way that I was interested in dressing. So I ended up dressing more like a guy. I'd wear trousers and a shirt, more like the boys at the school that I was at than the girls. Um, so in my late teens, I got given the title of honorary bloke by the group that I was in. When I was about 16, I kind of had a bit of a crisis of gender, in that I thought, well, maybe if I don't identify with women and I get on better with guys, what if am I a man? Is that what's going on here? And I had a quite intense period. I think it was less than a year, but it was more than 6 months of thinking, well, what am I? Am I a guy? Do I have to do the whole transition thing, like, and finding out about that? But then I read that someone wrote that if you can survive without transitioning, then don't do it. So I kind of put all that to one side for a while. But then at uni, I got involved in LGBT politics and um, was, as a result of all my reading and stuff and my interest in gender, which was as a result of my actual gender, I was the person that knew about trans stuff and trans awareness. Um, and so I came into contact with people who were non-binary gendered, and I started identifying in that way. And I found the terms gender queer and gender fuck, and yeah, so what I did was like basically live as a woman and then do being myself, but without any kind of gender activism or actively challenging people's assumptions about my gender, particularly. Like the things that I do would be just not being a stereotypical woman, rather than saying I'm not a woman. And I don't know if I would say that I'm not a woman, but I might say that I'm not only a woman. I'm not sure about that one. Um, so yeah, I was kind of exploring that a bit until I was in a relationship with someone who put quite a lot of pressure on me to just be feminine, stereotypically feminine. And it was at a time when I had long hair. I mean, the people that have known me for a while will know that my hairstyle doesn't stay the same. And at that point, I was growing my hair, and so I, to try and make that person happy and to try and make our relationship easier, I ended up presenting more feminine. I ended up presenting in a more feminine way, um, and less in a androgynous or masculine way than I would have liked. and that was quite difficult. So we ended up breaking up, and I made the conscious decision not to have my personal expression manipulated to serve someone else's needs again. And so I did things that I've been wanting to do for ages, like cut all my hair off. I got a tattoo, and I got more piercings and things, and it was quite freeing to be able to go, well, the people that are important to me, this isn't going to matter to them, and to be able to be confident enough that I could do the things that I needed to. I've been kind of watching a lot of YouTube videos of people that are in transition, usually from female to something, and I've been doing things that make me think what a stereotype, like I've been like a stereotypical trans man, except that, you know, I'm not medically transitioning in that I've started working out, I cut my hair, I had my hair cut at a barber's, and then I cut my hair myself, which is why I've got that bit there. That's trying to be something. And I started working out. I have muscles now, and various, you know, various things. I've tried wearing men's clothes, including to work, and just trying to be myself more. So over the past couple of months I've been feeling a bit like I've been transitioning away from the binary, but until I upload this video I haven't really had a big coming out, really, because, you know, some of my friends I've talked to about this, and some of my really close friends I've talked to about the specifics of like how I feel about my body and how I feel about my name and that kind of thing, but there hasn't really been a like, ta-da, I'm doing a transition now. One of the things I think that puts me off from having a coming out thing is the prospect of educating people, like I've come out to people before, not as genderqueer, but as bisexual, and had them say, well, what is that? And, you know, no, it's not real, and that kind of thing, and it's just really difficult. The other things I wanted to say were, I'm a doctor, and having a doctory gender neutral title is good, but living and working in a profession where it used to be just a bunch of straight white middle class men, and there's quite a lot of subculture-y like hangovers from that in terms of the way that doctors are expected to appear and talk and be, and I've only been at work for 6 months and I've experienced homophobia, although it wasn't directed at me, it was still homophobia in the workplace, and you know, trying to figure out how I can happily be myself and be a doctor is something I'm working on. One of the reasons I ended up making this video is because I basically came out to my profession on a couple of days ago, because I was interviewed for an article. So in that article I used the word genderqueer to refer to myself, and I thought, you know, if I'm gonna refer to myself as genderqueer in a I think internationally distributed union newsletter, then maybe telling people I know a bit more about it might be a good idea as well, and that's why I've made this.